The February 28th economic blackout campaign calling for Americans not to spend any money for 24 hours should be a black buyout campaign for the African American community, where we redirect dollars to black-owned businesses while withdrawing from corporations. Boycotting black-owned businesses on the last day of Black History Month is dumb as hell. I explain why in this video. I'm historian and national political commentator Michael Imhotep, and this is the African History Network show. All right, so it is February 28th, 2025, and there are a few different black buyout campaigns that are scheduled to take place today. Now, these campaigns are causing some confusion, and I've done research on them, and a lot of them are not created by African Americans. Many of our people get confused because they have the term black in the title. Okay, so, and one of the things that I noticed is that in some of the largest ones, like the one from People's Union USA, they don't emphasize supporting black-owned businesses as an alternative to supporting large corporations. Also, you have this fake flyer floating around with Al Sharpton's name on it, dealing with another protest, and Al Sharpton's not even associated with this. Okay, so we're going to break this down here today. I'm historian and national political commentator Michael Imhotep. This is the African History Network show. All right, so let's take a look at this here. I looked at a number of different articles. We can start with this one here from USA Today. And if we look here, or we can look at this, let's start with this one here from thegrio.com by way of the Associated Press. Okay, so this is economic blackout. Will a 24-hour boycott make a difference? Economic blackout. Will a 24-hour boycott make a difference? And let me do this. Let me flip over to this so you can see this here. Okay, so this is from thegrio.com. This is the article from the Associated Press that a lot of people read and are citing. I'll also show you the one from USA Today as well. A lot of people are citing that article. This is from February 27th, 2025. Here are some details about the various events and experts' thoughts on whether having consumers keep their wallets closed is an effective tool for influencing the positions corporations take. Okay, now I'm all for redirecting African-American owned dollars as much as we can from white-owned corporations. Target, I've already talked about the Target boycott, from Target, Walmart, different things like this. These corporations that have ended their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, okay, and redirecting those dollars to African-American owned businesses. All right, but what I noticed in some of these large campaigns, they don't even mention black-owned businesses. They don't mention supporting black-owned businesses, and that's problematic. And when it comes to African Americans, okay, we have to be able to perceive how some of these efforts are not directed towards really empowering us. Now we can utilize this, but as I say, we need to have a black buyout campaign as opposed to a blackout campaign on the last day of Black History Month, February 28th. That's something else that tipped me off to the fact that this ain't organized by black people. Okay, you telling black people to boycott black-owned businesses on the last day of Black History Month. And if you're saying don't spend any money at any businesses, then what are you really saying? You're telling them don't spend money at black-owned businesses. That's what you're really doing. Okay. All right. So let's look at this here. A grassroots, this is the one from thegrio.com. A grassroots organization is encouraging U.S. residents not to spend any money Friday as an act of economic resistance to protest what the group's founder sees as the malign influence of billionaires, big corporations, and both major political parties on the lives of working Americans. You always have to research who's behind putting this stuff out, who's behind these various initiatives, who's behind these various organizations. Okay. Now I'm not against either one of these people. This is the one organized by John Schwartz. Okay. When I heard his name, I knew he wasn't black either. 99%. Now, Arturo Schomburg, a lot of people thought Arturo Schomburg, one of our early historians, wasn't black. He was actually Afro-Latino. Okay. But when I saw this and did more research, it started making sense. Okay. So let's scroll down here. Okay. The People's Union USA calls the 24 hours of spending abstinence set to start at midnight an economic blackout. An economic blackout, a term that has since been used, that has since been shared and debated on social media. The activist movement said it also plans to promote week-long consumer boycotts of particular companies, including Walmart and Amazon. Okay, I have no problem in boycotting either one of them. All right, maybe not just for a week, maybe longer. Okay, I have no problem in boycotting that. And the one for Target, Nina Turner, she was on Roland Martin Unfiltered talking about this. I'll be on Roland Martin Unfiltered today. I'm a historian and national political commentator. So I've been on Roland's show almost every Friday since October 2020. I'm a weekly panelist. Other activists, faith-based leaders, and consumers already are organizing boycotts to protest companies that have scaled back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, and to oppose Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, the traitor-in-chief, 34-time convicted felon, Donald Trump's moves to abolish all federal DEI programs and policies. Okay, I have no problem in fighting back against that and Donald Trump's policies and revoking DEI, revoking the rescinding Executive Order 11246, which is affirmative action. Okay, from 1965, President Lyndon Baines Johnson, which was the result of the modern day civil rights movement. You have to understand, I'm the same person that has been warning people about Project 2025 since 2023. Because Project 2025 from the Heritage Foundation, called Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, Project 2025, was released in April 2023. I didn't just start talking about that when Taraji P. Henson mentioned it at the BET Awards in July 2024. No. So some faith leaders are encouraging their congregations to refrain from shopping at Target, one of the companies backing off DEI efforts during the 40 days of Lent that begin Wednesday. So we know Pastor Jamal Bryant, he's launched this campaign to have a 40-day fast of Target. And Roland Martin interviewed him as well on Roland Martin Unfiltered also. Okay, so they go through and break down some details, etc. Who's behind the 24-hour economic blackout? Okay, the People's Union USA, which takes credit for initiating the No Spend Day, was founded by John Schwartz, a meditation teacher who lives near the Chicago area, according to his social media accounts. The organization's website said it's not tied to a political party, but stands for all people. Requests for comment sent to the group's email address this week did not receive a reply. Okay, that's fine. He's busy. I understand. So the planned blackout from the People's Union USA, John Schwartz organization, runs from 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, February 28th, the last day of Black History Month. The last day of Black History Month. Okay. So once again, that told me that, okay, this ain't organized by Black people. All right. Now, what the hell is this thing popping up here? The planned, let me see. Advise customers to abstain from making any purchases, whether in store or online, but particularly not from big retailers or chains, large chain stores, big retailers, chain stores like Walmart, Target, things like this. It wants participants to close these goddamn ads out. It wants participants, I'm sorry, it's too early in the morning to deal with all this. It wants participants to avoid fast food and filling their filling their car gas tanks, and says shoppers with emergencies or in need of essentials should support a local small business and try not to use a credit or debit card. Once again, it does not say specifically, explicitly support Black owned businesses. First of all, it tells you don't spend any money. It wants participants to back up. The activist group advised customers to abstain from making any purchases. The last day of Black History Month. For African Americans, we have to have a different agenda. We have to have a different program. When you are under direct, explicit attack, your support cannot be implicit. It can't be tacit. It can't be implied. Supporting Black owned businesses can't be an afterthought. It can't be something you do after you spend your money anywhere else. It can't be something implied. It has to be on purpose. It has to be intentional. Okay? It can't be an afterthought. That should be the first place we look. That should be the first place we go to redirect dollars to African American owned businesses. I talked about this. I wrote a 7-page article a few years ago. Why did Dr. King tell us to redistribute the pain? Understanding the power of economic withdrawal. Okay, you can read all of my articles at my website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Okay, and it's on my blog. And I deal with a history of economic withdrawal strategies, and I break down what Dr. King was explaining to us in his last speech. I've been to the mountaintop, April 3rd, 1968, in Memphis, Tennessee, and a lot of people just focus on the part of the speech that the white controlled media directs us to, where he talks about getting to the mountaintop. Towards the end of the speech, he talks about getting to the mountaintop, and he doesn't fear death and things of this nature, right? Most of them skip over the fact that Dr. King is talking about economic withdrawal. Okay. And so I did this originally in 2015, December 15, 2015. I don't have time to go through the whole article that I wrote. Okay. But he talks about and Minister Farrakhan was on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Minister Farrakhan referenced Dr. King's speech when Dr. King talked about redistributing the pain. He said we have to find a way to redistribute the pain. He said up until now, only the sanitation workers have been feeling the pain. He said we have to find a way to redistribute the pain. And he called on them to boycott Coca-Cola, Wonder Bread, Seal Test Milk, and Heart's Bread there in Memphis, Tennessee. He told them to support Black-owned insurance companies, Black-owned banks, support Black-owned businesses. Okay. Dr. King did all this in the speech. Okay. And he talked about the power. And he also said, we have to always anchor our external direct action with the power of economic withdrawal. Meaning that when you have mass protests, you have to have targeted, sustained economic withdrawal strategies involved in those mass protests. Okay. And this is why I tell people, and I got this from one of my teachers, Professor Kaba Hiawatha Kamene. When we have mass protests, okay, and you got 600, 700,000 African Americans together, when we got mass protest, things like this, at the end of your protest, march yourself down to Black-owned businesses and buy them out. Redirect that energy and support African American owned businesses, so we can circulate those dollars in our community, strengthen our own businesses that are the ones most likely to hire us. Okay. All right. Now, I want to go back to, because I'm limited on time here. Let's go back to the one from the griot. And then I'm going to show you John Schwartz. And this is not an attack on anybody, but when people put this stuff out here, we have to understand how to utilize it, okay, to empower African Americans, not just jumping on somebody else's bandwagon. Okay, it wants participants, okay, to avoid fast food and filling their car gas tanks and things like this. Okay, now, if somebody asked the question, well, I have to get gas tomorrow, what do I do? Let me explain something to you. If you're driving down the street and you're low on, you about to run out of gas, and there's a white-owned gas station on your right-hand side, and there's a Trump rally on your left-hand side, get some gas and get the hell out of there. Okay? Don't run out of gas and there's a Trump rally next to you. No, get some gas, get the hell out of there. I said, so, okay, if you have to get some gas, go ahead. If you can get it from a Black-owned gas station, all right. If it's Arab-owned, okay. All right, now, I don't think people got the joke there, but all right, so let's continue here. All right, this is the piece from thegriot.com. People's Union, the People's Union USA plans another broad-based economic blackout on March 28th, but it's also organizing boycotts targeting specific retailers, Walmart and Amazon, as well as global food giants Nestle and General Mills. For the boycott against Amazon, the organization is encouraging people to refrain from buying anything from Whole Foods, which the e-commerce company owns. Okay, what other boycotts are planned? There are a number of boycotts being planned, particularly aimed at Target, rightfully so, the discounter, which has backed diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts aimed at uplifting Black and LGBTQ plus people in the past, announced in January 2025, it was rolling back its DEI initiatives. It's also stopping the $2 billion investment that it's making in Black-owned businesses. I have a list of the Black-owned businesses that are in Target stores, and it has their websites, so we can go to their websites and support them through their websites and don't have to set a foot into Target, because Target put a target on our backs. Target put a target on Black people's backs, figuratively, not literally. A labor advocacy group called We Are Somebody, led by Nina Turner, launched a boycott of Target on February 1st, 2025 to coincide with Black History Month. Okay, go ahead, Nina Turner. Meanwhile, so Pastor Jamal Bryant, the 40-day fast of Target, Target boycott the 40-day fast starting March 5th, which marks Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. Now, it talks about Reverend Al Sharpton. The Reverend Al Sharpton, founder and president of the National Action Network, civil rights organization, announced in late January it would identify 2 companies in the next 90 days that will be boycotted for abandoning their diversity, equity, and inclusion pledges. The organization formed a commission to identify potential candidates. Okay, the organization has not released the businesses yet, the names of the businesses yet. Okay, now this is another problem, because you have people that are out here circulating this this fake Al Sharpton flyer. Okay, and I put together this meme because, you know, and the worst thing you can do is send me some fake stuff, because I'm going to spot it. I'm going to spot it. Let me go to my fan page, the African History Network. So I had somebody send this to me last night, and I'm going to show you the social media post that I did, because there's a lot of people that apparently don't really understand what's going on and how to do research and things like this, right? So let's look at this. Okay, this is my fan page, the African History Network. Here's what kicked off a lot of this. Okay. I did this post right here. And I said, boycotting Black owned businesses. Can we zoom in on this? I said, that's not the one I want. Let's go back. I said, boycotting Black owned businesses on Black History Month is dumb as hell. This is the one I want right here. Hold on, where is that one? Okay, so this is one I did also. I said boycotting Black owned businesses on the last day of Black History Month, February 28th, is dumb as hell. Support Black owned businesses. That should be the day when we redirect dollars as much as possible to empower our own businesses. We still don't get it. All right. So this got 500 likes, 451 comments. I've read a lot of comments. I was responding back to people. I posted right here the link from shopblack.us that has the list of the Black-owned businesses that are in Target in their websites, so we can support them. I posted this link here. This is from Snopes.com, which breaks down the boycotts and shows you John Schwartz right here. So I knew this wasn't organized by African Americans. Okay. And then, so late last night, I created this meme right here, because what's happened is you have, I don't know who created this fake Al Sharpton's DEI boycott plan, but this is fake right here. Here's the real press release from Reverend Al Sharpton's organization, the National Action Network. Okay. Circulate this around, because many of our people mean well, but we get caught up in some BS because we didn't do the research. Okay, so this fake one that people are circulating, because I have people tell me, "Oh, I'm doing what Reverend Al, I'm doing the Reverend Al Sharpton boycott." What Reverend Al Sharpton boycott? He hasn't released the names of the companies that he's targeting yet. He has a boycott of Costco, he and his organization, to support Costco, because Costco has said publicly they are not backing off. They're not ending their DEI programs. So each week in I think it's in Harlem or East Harlem, he has groups of people from his organization going to financially support, to buy things from Costco, to financially support them. Because not only should we redirect dollars and withdraw economic support from organizations that end DEI programs. We need to continue to support corporations that are keeping their DEI programs. The reason why many of these corporations are backing off of the DEI programs is because you have right-wing activists, conservative activists, threatening to launch economic boycotts against them. It's not just Donald Trump's policies revoking DEI programs and affirmative action, things like this. It's because they're getting threats from conservative activists to launch economic boycotts against them. Okay, so this fake one here, Al Sharpton's DEI boycott plan, 24-hour blackout on Friday, February 28th. Do not make any purchases. Do not shop online or in store. No Amazon, no Walmart, no Best Buy, no McDonald's, no gas, things like this. This one right here that claims to be from Reverend Al Sharpton. Okay, now, first of all, I knew it was fake. Number one, it refers to him as Al Sharpton and not Reverend Al Sharpton. Because when you see official things, press releases, etc., coming from his organization, coming from him, it's Reverend Al Sharpton. Number one. Number two, it does not reference his organization, National Action Network, on this fake flyer. If y'all know who put this stuff out, let me know. Okay. Now, the real press release, this is at his website, National Action Network. Let's see, it's nationalactionnetwork.net. That's where I got it from. And I went to his official Facebook fan page where he has 700,000 followers. And this is the real press release is posted there. The real press release says that founder and president of National Action Network's NAN issued the following statement to clarify the organization's process to identify companies it will boycott this spring. And hold on, I'm going to show you the actual press release. Let's close that out. I'm going to show you the actual press release here because I have it right here. This is why it's important to do research. I understand people are upset and frustrated with Trump and Elon Musk and all this. Remember, I warned you about all these people for months before the election. That's why I told you we need to vote for VP Kamala Harris. Her policies are much better. She actually gives a damn about people. Okay. So hashtag we tried to tell you. Okay, this is from Reverend Al Sharpton's website. Reverend Al Sharpton clarifies NAN authorized boycott, National Action Network authorized boycott to be announced in April at the National Action Network convention, April 2025. They haven't announced who they're boycotting yet. So anybody putting a goddamn flyer out here with Al Sharpton's name on here, on it, making it seem like he's calling for them to boycott businesses on February 28th is bullshit. I'm sorry. It's bullshit. This is the press release. New York, February 25th, 2025. Reverend Al Sharpton founder. Okay. He issued the following statement to clarify the organization's process to identify companies it will be boycotting this spring. Spring isn't here yet. So they don't have a boycott over their decision to turn their back on DEI commitments. While there are, now this is important right here. While there are many appreciated efforts by various organizations, Reverend Al Sharpton and NAN, National Action Network, will announce the boycott they authorized at the NAN convention held in New York City from April 2nd to April 5th, because they haven't announced the boycott yet. They haven't named the corporations they're targeting. This is a nice way for them to say, keep my name out your mouth. This is a nice way for them to say, stop circulating this bullshit with Reverend Al Sharpton's name on it. Okay, read the rest of this. Okay, this is the official press release. Okay. And you have my permission to share the meme that I created, because what you're not going to do is deceive black people. While I'm still alive and have a voice and do research, what you're not going to do is come lie to black people. You're not going to do that. All right. Now, this one right here from Snopes.com. And Snopes does a lot of good research. Okay. And the thing that they do, you remember in math class, when you're in school, your teacher says, show your work. They show their work. You know, Juvenile had a song back in 1999, I think it was, Back That Thing Up. They provide the evidence. They back that thing up. All right. This is Snopes.com's article. What we know about posts calling for economic blackout on February 28th. Historian Heather Cox Richardson was not involved with this grassroots effort. Okay. Now there's a flyer. Okay. So let's look at this here. In late February 2025, a month after the trader-in-chief, Benedict Donald, began his second term in office, claims spread online that a day of economic blackout was set to happen on February 28th. On social media, posts multiplied, calling users not to buy anything from major corporations that day, with some claiming that Boston College history professor Heather Cox Richardson was leading the effort. Now, Heather Cox Richardson is a white woman, because I researched her as well. Okay. Now, I don't have anything against white women, but I'm just saying. Okay. Further, several Snopes readers emailed memes about the event, inquiring about it and Heather Cox Richardson's involvement. Now, this is the meme that circulated. Now, what happened is a lot of our people saw black in Blackout and they thought it was referring to us. This is created by white people. That's why they don't tell you to support black owned businesses. That's why that's why they don't specifically say buy black, support black owned businesses. That's how I knew it's white people behind this. Okay. Now, once again, I'm not against withdrawing economic support, any race, ethnicity, withdrawing economic support from these big corporations. But for African Americans, we have to focus on redirecting dollars from those big corporations as much as possible and redirecting them to African American owned businesses. Okay. Redistribute, redirect, and renegotiate. Redistribute the pain to those inflicting pain upon us through targeted, sustained economic withdrawal strategies. Redirect dollars to African American owned businesses. Renegotiate our relationship with corporate America to get a greater investment with contracts, having products in their stores. What the DEI programs are doing with corporations? Because the one with Target, that was actually working. They did a $2 billion investment in black owned businesses. Now they're ending it, as if the oppression has ended. That's the crazy thing about it. They're stopping their program as if the problem that caused the program in the first place is as if that problem has disappeared. Okay, so economic blackout, blah, 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 families, friends. What can you do? Buy only essentials, absolute necessities, food, medicine, emergency supplies. But the goal is buy nothing. So if the goal is buy nothing, if that's the goal, then you're telling them boycott black owned businesses on the last day of Black History Month. If that's the goal, to buy nothing. If you must spend, only support small local businesses. Once again, you don't say specifically to support black owned businesses. Okay, so read the rest of this. Okay. So Heather Cox Richardson apparently is not even involved in this. They're just using her name like somebody was using Reverend Al Sharpton's name. What do you know about an economic blackout on February 28th? One reader asked, is Heather Cox Richardson really involved in the blackout? Somebody asked, another person asked. And then you have the one from John Schwartz that I talked about as well. That's the main one. This is John Schwartz right here. Nothing against John Schwartz. I'm glad he's organizing. Okay. Hopefully he voted for Kamala Harris. But once again, this is not focused on supporting Black owned businesses. And then they have this. Okay. So read that. Oh yeah, right here. This is John Schwartz. Okay. With the fist with the chain on it. Not sure what that's implying. Breaking the chains or something. Is it in reference to slavery, breaking the chains? But okay. So read this one here from Snopes.com. Okay. Now, let me show you. So I talked about redistribute, redirect, and renegotiate, and I deal with that in my article dealing with Dr. King. Also, to be able for us to put together an agenda, we have to use the acronym what I call HELP, HELP. We have to understand history, economics, law, and politics. History, economics, law, and politics. And politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. This is what politics is. And you hear me talk about the pyramid principle, because I got this from one of my teachers, two of my teachers, Dr. Lyndon Jeffries and Professor James Small. The foundation of the pyramid is African history and culture. It's African history and culture that gives us our VIPs, our values, our interests, and our principles. This gives us a cultural paradigm to see reality through, and it's African history and culture that influences the two sides of the pyramid: economic empowerment and political empowerment. Economic empowerment and political empowerment. All right. So now this list right here, this is a list of Black-owned businesses you can support. Of course, support locally in Detroit Black Food Co-op, Nandy's Knowledge Cafe. Detroit Black Food Co-op is a black-owned grocery store, a big black-owned grocery store here. And Nandy's Knowledge Cafe, Black-owned businesses, barbershops, beauty salons, everything, of course. This one right here, Shop Direct, supporting Black-owned brands at Target. Shop Direct, supporting Black-owned brands at Target. This is from shopblack.us. Shop with 2 P's, okay? This is a list of the Black-owned businesses that have the contracts with Target under the DEI program and have their products in Target, okay? These are their websites. Just click on the link, takes you to their websites, okay? You can support them. You can buy from their websites and don't have to set a foot in Target. And they break it down by all different categories, okay? So thanks to Tony O'Lawson, who put this together for Shop Black. I think it was Tony, put this together for Shop Black, all right? So check this out as well. You can also, support Sage and Elm Apothecary, .com. They're one of our advertisers for the African History Network, and readingrevolution.org. Also readingrevolution.org, because those are, let me see what we do. Those are two of our advertisers, all right, for the African History Network, and we'll get their videos running also, okay? But we have to understand, I made some notes. I want to make sure I got through everything. Okay. Oh, you visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. You can also email us, ahnshow@theafricanhistorynetwork.com. Okay. So we need to have a black buyout movement. We need to have a black buyout campaign as opposed to a blackout campaign. And let me try to get this up. I created this, then I have to get out of here. because what this does is this redirects our energy and our focus to supporting our own businesses in our communities. Okay. And telling Black people to boycott Black owned businesses on the last day of Black History Month, which falls on a Friday. Okay. Which falls on a Friday, and payroll is today. Your leases are due, your rent's due on your brick and mortar store on the first of the month. It's the first of the month. Get up, get up, get up. It's the first of the month. Okay. This right here. You may have invoices that come due at the first of the month. February 28th, 2025, Black buyout to support Black owned businesses, not an economic blackout. We can send a message to certain white corporations and support African-American owned businesses at the same time. Redistribute, redirect, renegotiate. Redistribute the pain to those inflicting pain upon us through targeted, sustained economic withdrawal strategies. Redirect dollars to African-American owned businesses and renegotiate our relationship with corporate America. Okay, so post your comments here. Let me know what you think. Watch me Fridays, 9 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. I'll be on today. Watch my show Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the African History Network show on my social media platforms. Follow me on Facebook, the African History Network, my fan page, and on Fanbase, the African History Network, and on YouTube and Instagram at Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP. Okay. And let's see here. Let's go start with this. Okay, that's for sageandelmapothecary.com. They have another video that we'll get.
Is your child struggling with reading, writing, learning loss, and a culturally irrelevant curriculum? Do you want your child to be outstanding at reading and writing and also take pride in their culture? Then you want Reading Revolution Online. Reading Revolution Online is a web-based reading support program. We serve scholars in grades K through 8, and through our innovative approach, we help them build reading confidence and cultural identity development, equipping them for success in school and life. They learn about Black heroes and sheroes through captioned videos, reading selections, and other activities. Reading Revolution Online is an experience for the whole family. Do it for the culture. Go to readingrevolution.org.
All right. That's readingrevolution.org also. Okay, look, that's going to do it for us. Hopefully you learned a lot today. Okay. Okay, hopefully you learned a lot today. Hey, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behavior. If you want to support the African History Network, also $ the AHN show through Cash App and through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show. I guess I should show my website because I showed everybody else's. I always forget to show my website. I'm promoting everybody else. I should show our website. That will make sense, I guess. Right here, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Let's see here. Okay. And at the top of the page, you can contact the African History Network. My bio's here. Shop, my DVD lectures, digital downloads, all that's here. My online history classes. We have one starting up Saturday, March 1st, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa. Understand the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. You can download my lesson plan here for the class that I teach. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. You can support this $ the AHN show through Cash App. Just click right here on the link, takes you to the QR code. And then also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show. And there's some fake African History Network Cash App accounts out there I'm trying to get shut down. Here's the real one, $ the AHN show, SHOW. Okay. Oh hell, it didn't. I thought it showed it. And Restream changed their controls and where everything is. So I thought it was showing the website and it wasn't. Okay, here we go. Should be showing it now. Okay. Well, I'll post a link here. I'm not sure why it's not doing the screen share showing the website. All right, but AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Okay. Remember, right now it's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Did you know that the Washington Monument is based upon an ancient African structure called a Tekken that comes from the mythology of Asar, Arset, and Heru, who the Greeks called Osiris, Isis, and Horus? Did you know that the panther deity Bast in the movie Black Panther and Wakanda Forever comes from an ancient African deity, a Neter, in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, called Bastet? Did you know that there were 17 pyramids found buried underneath Egypt around 2011? Also, the city of Memphis, Tennessee. What's the relationship between Memphis, Tennessee and Memphis in ancient Egypt? I'm historian and national political commentator Michael Imhotep. Be sure to register for my new 12-week online history course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Kemet is one of the original names for Egypt. We deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. Did you know that the word Wakanda is a real word? We find it in the Key Congo language, which is a Bantu language, but we also find it in the Omaha Ponca and Sioux Indian Native American languages. My class starts up Saturday, March 1st, 2025, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a 12-week online history course. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. We do with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. When we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, we can't start our studying of the history in 1619 in Hampton, Virginia, or in Jamestown. We can't start in 1441 with the transatlantic slave trade starting with the Portuguese. We have to deal with thousands of years of history that leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We'll deal with the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who take the teachings from the Nile Valley region of Africa into Europe, and this is what brings Europe out of the Dark Ages.
Support the African History Network, $, the AHN Show, through Cash App, through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show. Here's our QR code for Cash App right here, the bottom of the screen. The information is also on our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. You can register for the online classes that I teach. We do the classes live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. So you can go back and watch it anytime. You don't have to join us live in the class. And then you can download you can order my DVD lectures and digital downloads of my presentations as well. So that all will help you and help us as well. Yeah, we know African American History Month is coming up also. Follow us. Now I just shut down I just deactivated my TikTok account because I ain't doing TikTok. I don't know if I'll go back to it. I'm not sure. But I have downloaded Fanbase, so I'm setting up Fanbase also. Everybody download Fanbase, set that up. That's an African American owned and operated social media platform owned by Isaac Hayes III. Okay, so you can support us here. Register for the online classes I teach Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register right here for it. You can do a debit card, credit card, or PayPal. Download the our class lesson plan here. We have our Cash App right here, $, the AHN Show. So if you type it into Cash App, type in the full tag, $, the AHN Show, SHOW, because there's some fake ones out there, and they'll come up before you type in all of it. Okay. Ours, it will say Michael, and it may show my picture there. Okay. So we have a QR code here, and this shows it also right here, this graphic here. And then paypal.me/the AHN show through PayPal. And I know through PayPal, you can set it up for a recurring contribution if you want to. We definitely appreciate that as well. I can't remember if you can do that, set up for a recurring contribution through Cash App. Okay. All right. Look, we have to get out of here. Hopefully you learned a lot today, because this is a lot of work to put all this together. Hopefully you learned a lot today. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behaviors.